Yes, welcome to our channel, The Make-up Truth. This is Lena and this is Oliver. Hello, everybody. And in our second episode, we decided to get along with a theme that is the relationship between men and women. And now I know what you think. How can you put this in one episode? Because it's not possible, and we could talk about this a decade long. But don't worry, we decided to get one thing in special that we'll have a look at it. And this is the relationship between Russian and Ukrainian people to German people. And we got lots of comments for this kind of theme, and we say very, very thank you to send us so many comments about this kind of things that you feel and that you can tell us about. And we have investigated, of course, that the different nationalities are responsible for things like the behavior between men and women are totally different or could be very different. If you have a look at the specials of each country. And we thought about who could be much more representative for this kind of thing, like me as a German man and Lena for the Ukrainian, as to say, the Russian woman. So now we want to start with our analytics, and Elena is going to start with her first impression. How is the Russian woman on the trip to do a relationship or to have a relationship with a man? So when we look at the first things, men would say in Germany there is no real difference about the German women and the Russian women. Both of them want to have a nice living, they want emotional happiness, they want a kind of kindness in their relationship, they want to have children and a nice home to live in. And they also, of course, want to be treated like a princess, as every woman likes to be. They want dignity, they want to have success, they want to have appreciation and a good life with their partner. But the way to reach the goals for all these kind of things is very different from Russian or Ukrainian women to German women. The Russian women are much earlier on their way to get these targets right now, and they know how to get it. Starting in school, the adults try to get their kids in a kind of straight way to get their education well done and to make them a good kind of man or woman. And the women, even though are having much more education, like beside the school, it's like literary things, like having ballet, playing the piano and all these things, to get a good basic education, to get a good life later, to get the basic things. And the Russian parents know that for a good life you've got to get a very well education, and they have the duty to make this possible for their kids, for the near future, for the later future. So it's the responsibility for the parents to do this and not to wait if any teacher in school is preparing their kids for life. So this is in Russia very different. In Russia, they do all these kind of things. The parents do these kind of things, and they don't just let the teachers in school prepare their kids to grow up. And if you know all these kind of things, you can now see why women in Russia or Ukraine are just very focused on their targets. And often they are they seem to be very cold and very planned in their kind of relationships. But this is because they are prepared to get these things in a right condition for them. So this is the real truth why these things are just like that. And so the Russian women are very straight on their targets, and it's like more or less like a business connection. And in this kind of straightness, the Russian woman is telling the German boys or the Russian boys, you just get me with all my love and all my care and all my duty, but you have to give me a kind of financial security that I know that everything is fine with me and secure for me. And Lena says that the German women are trying to get this kind of romantic thing, like the love, that you get my love for our relationship, and the business thing behind is pushed far away, so that they think it's just love. But the Russian women are straight in these kind of things. They say it's the business, you give me financial security, I give you love, and all these kind of things. And this is something which the German women don't push in the foreground. So that's very hard stuff, Lena. So we can say if the German woman doesn't find her prince, which is coming, who's coming on the horse to get her and to grab her in a good life, she will rather stay a kind of independent before having anyone. Whether the Russian woman is just heading out for a kind of business contract with a man. And this is the main difference between these kind of two nationalities. And this is something the Russian men know. They know that if it's a kind of security for the woman, they get everything they want. And with a German woman to a German man, it's like if you are not the prince, if I don't get any romantic with it, I don't want to have a relationship. And for the Russian man, it's okay because he knows this kind of business thing. So the Russian man will do everything the Russian woman wants from him. He will build a house, or he gets the family with the children, and he will be the supported man for his kind of family. And the German man is a little bit different in that. But the Russian man, that's the main difference. If he's looking for a new love, he's not forgetting his old love, his woman he has grown up with. So there will be a kind of supply for the future for his woman. And the German man with a new love in town will just have a kind of divorce, because he just wants to put away his history, his woman before, and he wants to concentrate on the new one. And there are two differences, because in Russia it's necessary that the Russian man will get his duty to give security to his family, to his former family, because there is no kind of subsidy from the government. So we prepared a few questions that I want to ask Lena, because she's the Russian woman, the Ukrainian woman, and I want to ask you, what do you expect from a man in Germany? And what are the differences between the German man and the Russian man, and what could be very cool if you think about the behavior of a German man? So I want a German man who's not superficial, and I want a man who's pays attention on me. I want to do things with him together. And the German man just gives me the feeling that he's just thinking, it gets me up in my nose. I don't want to do things because I want to have my peace on sitting on the couch and having TV or watching some good movies. And the Russian man, in the different behavior, is more lovely. He's got pure emotions, in his mindset. He is always thinking about the woman and not just concentrated on himself. So I think the German men are kind of surprised, and they are stressed by the big emotion and the big love of a Russian woman in their direction. They don't expect it. They can't get it, and they can't get it with it, and they can't stand it. So it's a very hard thing for the woman if they want to show love and give love, and the man is not in the position to get it and to give it. In my view, and I think that the German man couldn't really love. That's a really problem. And there is this kind of problem with the money. German men don't give you too much money to do nice things. They always are not in this mood to spend money with their woman to make nice things, like a journey into another city, or to buy some new clothes, or all these kind of things that attracts the women when they are together with a man. And I miss the spur of the moment, that something is actually possible to do, and not to plan everything over and over. This is no good for the Russian woman. And they want a man who is a craftsman, who can build a house, who can repair his car, or is just fixing your computer or your mobile phone, something like that. The Russian man is on this kind of way, but the German man doesn't do anything about these kind of things. You've got to ask him and ask him more and more to do these kind of things, but he would never think about it by himself. And he isn't able to do things, and he hasn't got the power and all these kind of things to manage the chores and everything that is important to make it right. The German man is expecting that the Russian woman is very single-handed in every kind of things, but she's expecting that the German man is doing the things to her, that she can just push the button and everything is all right and everything works. And she wants to have, of course, a strong shoulder, as we call it in German, to feel laid back, and that the man is doing everything for her, and she could be very, very laid back in this easygoing piece. The Russian women want also that he takes care of her, that he pays attention to her, that he says, "Oh, that's nice that you cook something, or that you prepare our house in a very comfortable way," or something, that he's just spending time in saying things which are very nice. And the German man doesn't ask the Russian woman, "How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Can I do something for you? Is there anything that I can do for you?" And in a few months, there will be no further compliments in the way to Russian women. They just stop because the German man thinks it's not necessary to do it. And that's a pity. So now we try to get some advantages from the German man. What do you think, Lena, is the thing that a Russian man should watch about the good things that a German man can do? So first, the Russian man should drink less more. They drink too much, and they should not drink alcohol. They should drink some more water. Second, the Russian man should be more prepared to be on a duty, that he is controlling things, that he has got a certain responsibility to things. Also, the German men are more faithful. Not everybody is faithful, but they are more faithful than the Russian men are. And this is what I like. And I prefer that the German men keep an eye on their food, they show more activity, they do some more sports, and they eat good food. So the German men also do have many good things that they can do and that they can have in their habits. So my question is, do you want to have a Russian man then? So I'm living in Germany for a long time, and I think I don't want a Russian man who lives in Germany, because they are completely different to the men in my country, in the Ukrainian, and so I don't want to have a Russian man here in Germany. Maybe a Russian man in my own country. Selena, do you want a German man? Oh yes, I want a German man. I like them, but he has to be in a certain way that I prefer that a German man should be. So Lena, you can imagine that you could be very happy with a German man to live with him in Germany. Yes, I can hardly think that, and I think I could do it. So, this is a good answer, and I like that too. Sometimes it's maybe possible. So, Lena, I want to ask you, what is the significance about the love that a Russian woman can give a man? What is the special thing about that? So if a man gives the woman his duties, his practice, his service, and his love, then everything is very alright. But it's a kind of care that a man should give his woman to look after her and to be present, to do things for her and with her. Oh, that's something I understand. So, Lena, are there any questions you have in my direction? Oh, yes, I've got a few questions. What do German men say and talk about when they think about Russian women? Yes, to this subject we received lots of answers from men in Germany who told us what is very important. So for German men, Ukrainian and Russian women are very attractive and they are pretty. And German men told us that you have also kind of a nice expression, a special facial expression, and a certain style, and a certain coolness. Russian women always know what they want, and they are very strict in their behavior. And you've got no problem to express what you want, your concerns, your desires, or your problems. And on the other hand, you take care of persons, your job, of your family, and this is always a high, intense thing that you like and you love to do. This is very important for your expression. And also you're very faithful and passionate in your love life. And you have a clear definition of your aims, how to make and to do things. And what is very special about the Ukrainian and the Russian women is that they often see things only in a black and white style. There is only a neither or and nothing between. What I miss is the 50 shades of grey things. There are no shades. And that's a pity, because then you don't have any compromises that the German man is offering to the Ukrainian woman. And she doesn't accept it. It's only this black or white thing. And this is perhaps the reason that the relationships are divorced. These are the results due to our comments that we receive that, yes, the German men say about the woman how to live with them. Before we go further, Oliver, I want to know a certain thing. Is it all right if I asked the German man a few things that I'm interested in? Because I've got the feeling that it's no good to question a German man about how he's doing and how he's working and what are you doing and how are your feelings, everything like that. For me, it's very important to know how this man, how my partner is feeling, how is he doing. And my feeling is that German men don't want this kind of thing. What do you think about it? Yes, I can understand your intentions, Lena. If you are together with someone, you want to know how he's doing, of course. And you like to ask few questions and many questions to get some answers. This is totally okay. And I think it's all right that you ask these kind of things. But in my view, it's like how you ask someone. You can ask someone, how are you feeling? And the Russian, Ukrainian women just say often, why are you doing things like that? And this why thing is something that German men dislike. It should be more like, how are you feeling? And how are you doing things? And in this kind of answering code. So it shouldn't be a kind of interrogation between men and women, but just a nice talk. And this is something which I think is all right in a relationship. So it's the consequence because the German man is in a kind of shut off thing. He don't want to talk too much, to open his heart, to open his mind to the next person. And this kind of person who's in a relationship, the Ukrainian woman, the Russian woman, wants to know lots of things about him. And this is a kind of misunderstanding. You don't want to talk to me, so I have to ask you. And this is a kind of it's a negative spiral. And so this could be a lot of explosion in a relationship if this doesn't stop. So this gives us the conclusion to say as follows. The Russian or Ukrainian women can adapt better to German men. The target of Ukrainian women is to please the German man, that he is amazed by her. Finally, her intention is, when she satisfies the German man, he would be the supplier to protect her and to secure her and the family. This agreement is very attractive and pleases the German man. This adjustment a Russian man would rather not be doing, and he rather would be searching for another Russian woman before changing his natural behavior. So a German woman must be flashed by the behavior of a Russian man in all this kind of way a Russian man is like, because she couldn't change him. But the good thing is that the Russian man is the right man for the Russian woman, because they like this kind of style by Russian men. And this situation is of course all right, because otherwise Russia would be empty without this effect. The Russian woman likes that the German man takes care of himself, in contrast to the Russian man. This carefulness expresses itself in healthy living and healthy food. Of course, there are exceptions. The Russian man is not that interested in that kind of things. Russian women like the sports and the leisure time of German men. And the German is not that spontaneously, but he's patient. And he's not drinking as much as his Russian neighbor. And he is more dutiful and more faithful as the Russian counterpart. The Russian man is more domestic and less on tour, but the deficit of the German is his sentimental values are not so strong and the passion and emotions are not as big as the Russian man can offer to his woman, to his Russian woman.